Yeah, it was only just a couple weeks ago when President Biden was right here in Harrisburg visiting during a campaign event that highlighted his ties with unions and working class voters. Biden visiting Harrisburg and its suburbs recently, speaking at a union headquarters following that much maligned performance on the debate stage against former president and Republican rival Donald Trump. I spoke with a state lawmaker who was at that event. He said the announcement today from Biden was surprising.
Obviously, he still cares about the Democratic Party and us being successful in November. But I do get the sense that compared to where he was just a few weeks ago to obviously making a decision like this, probably a lot changed in his mind. I mean, psychologically as a candidate, it's sort of hard to be up and fired up when if you're decided that you're not going to run. So I do get the sense from attending that rally and this decision that this wasn't something that was decided weeks ago. I think it was probably something within the last few days.
We're also hearing reaction from Governor Josh Shapiro, who joined Biden for part of that trip. Shapiro was among the Democrats still backing Biden amid the growing calls from leading Democrats that Biden should step out. I asked Shapiro in an interview last week about his support for Biden as well. But first, I want to show you the statement from Governor Josh Shapiro. He said that Biden is a patriot who served the country honorably. He also said that Biden has gotten an incredible amount done. Shapiro also said that he was proud to work with Biden and was grateful for his leadership and delivering for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And here's what he had to say during an interview last week.
President's a good man. He's honorable. He's decent. He's got good character. He's someone who's helping me solve problems here in the Commonwealth.
I reached out to Shapiro's office about whether or not he was going to endorse Kamala Harris for the role of presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. Haven't heard back yet, but obviously a lot of people are keeping eyes on what's going to happen with that race.
Yeah, Tom, and there is talk Governor Josh Shapiro could join the ticket with Vice President Harris.
Yeah, officially, Governor Shapiro, when asked about any White House aspirations, has told me that he's focused on being governor and planned to be governor for a long time. But if you spend any time on social media, you know that there is a lot of chatter about him potentially being in the mix. Now, Public Policy Polling recently conducted a poll to see how a Harris-Shapiro ticket would perform in the Pennsylvania area during the November the November general election. They conducted the poll for the Clean and Prosperous America PAC. They interviewed 624 registered voters in the Commonwealth. The Democratic ticket would come out on top, but by a slim margin. VP Harris and Shapiro came in at 47%. Former President Donald Trump and his VP pick, J.D. Vance, came in at 46%. The margin of error is 3.8%. They conducted this poll this past Wednesday and Thursday. The PAC says the poll shows Democrats have multiple paths to win in November, but obviously we have to keep our eyes on this. There are a lot of things that could happen in the next few days, next few weeks, especially as the DNC approaches.